What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. A couple of weeks ago, at the end of September, we brought to you the very disheartening and distressing comments from David Gaider, one of the main people responsible for the first couple of Dragon Ages. Of course, unfortunate that he drank the Kool-Aid or whatever and doesn't understand the actual criticisms people are giving. So this is, of course, back September 21st. He says, apparently the usual suspects are upset about how woke the new Dragon Age is, and apparently sudden and unexpected development in the series. Fucking tourists. And then you can see here, it's also the same people who said they gave up on BioWare over a decade ago, and yet they sure have stuck around to complain. I would simply move on with my life to things that bring me joy. And he says if they gave up on BioWare a decade ago or more, for them who Dragon Age Origins was the last good game. And by the way, Dragon Age Origins, not the last good game, but the last one that was Dragon Age with a capital D and A. Then they were never going to buy the game anyhow, at which point, why should BioWare listen to them? Abandon your fan base and woo us instead. Well, the fan base is the ones. There is no modern day Dragon Age fan base, I think, as you're going to see. Obviously, this went over about, well, spoiled milk. And now, in a stunning turn of events, just the other day on October 14th, you can see here him saying, and here I am recalling how this has been a thing ever since some dude whined 10 years. He's talking, of course, about the females not hot enough in Dragon Age. And here I am recalling how this has been a thing ever since some dude whined 10 years ago about Cassandra actually being a man. I never not saw that one, and I did end up romancing Cassandra, posting over and over again about her giant jaw and posting phrenology pics to scientifically prove why his PP remained flaccid. So any and all criticism and or commentary dismissed. You can see here on the 15th, a question I've received frequently as of late: will you be playing the new Dragon Age? Asked with a degree of, I don't know, anticipation, like this is something I do covertly despite the current team, or out of interest in hearing my true and honest thoughts. My answer: it's complicated. He says, honestly, I don't think I can play and enjoy the game like other fans play and enjoy the game. I wonder what fans he's talking about. Not ever. On one hand, it'd be fun to play my first Dragon Age game post-release without seeing all the compromises and cuts and disappointments from years of development. On the other hand, it's my baby. It's moved on. I mean, your baby is trans now. What even is a woman? There's no blood mage, no blood magic. The lore is completely different, so you wouldn't even recognize it. Here's the real thing, and here's the criticism that I guess if we said it, because a lot of the criticisms that he's dismissing as incel or bigotry or whatever are just people saying they don't like the way it looks. They don't like the visuals of it, and that's when he went on his rampage. But here's him saying the same. Do I like everything I see? Not really. The art style leaves me a bit cold. You and me both. But then the art style has changed with every DA. Yeah, it's gotten worse and worse. And as before, I'm sure I'll warm to it eventually. Give it time for the trauma to set in, David. The gameplay has changed. Yes, it's completely different than the last ones. The news on choices from previous games gives me pause. Oh, you mean the means that the news that they're ignoring every single previous game state decision you've made about how the world is, about which characters ended up with which, the whole point of the interactive narrative that continued on, much like Mass Effect, that they also ignored at the end? None of this would stop me, however. Yeah, in your fictional world of playing it, which you still said you wouldn't. That's because there's a lot I see, which I do love. To go to these places I once dreamed of and finally see them there in all their glory. Yeah, Northern Thetis, I'm sure you would love it. It's exactly how you thought about it. How cool is that? I have every confidence in Patrick and their writers to enthrall. I noticed they didn't say Corinne, the actual lead director. Interesting. And provide a worthy next chapter. Not a single doubt on that front. Press X to doubt on his doubt. And here he goes on. So what stopped me? Ego? Probably. If I love it, I know a selfish part of me will ache that I wasn't a part of it. And if there are parts I don't love, a part of me will wonder how it might have been. Like, you mean if Corinne Bush had not been there and you were in charge? So completely unfair to the team, not to mention ludicrous considering I've been away 8 years now. And yet you comment as if you were there only yesterday. It's also saying, like, fuck us, right? Because we don't like it. You're the one that you've been gone for 8 years and you wouldn't even play this game. So why is anyone listening to you? If I get it, I get it. I'm making a video. That's why. But the point is he himself has removed himself from the conversation. So why does his thoughts on the matter have any more relevance? If I get it on release, I'd probably be so. I have something to distract me while the U.S. inevitably self-immolates in November. You mean when Trump wins and you guys lose your shit? Yeah. Chances are I won't. There's no slight to the teams who I wish every success and kudo possible. I know the road to paved with horrors. And you can see here Grum just pointing out the obviously hypocrisy, which led to this little pussy saying that he's shutting down his Twitter account and blah, 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 blah. Calls us chuds, calls us incels, calls us all the thing. By the way, all men are involuntarily celibate. We'd all be having a lot more sex if it was up to you, and we could just do it at our whim. So it's redundant term meant to offend when all it does is just out you as like, yeah, that's good. Show us on the doll where the insoles. That's the whole point. The insoles couldn't have hurt you on the doll because you don't get laid. Are you tired of people like him? I'm a little tired of people like him, but don't worry. He's removed himself from Twitter, so we don't have to hear any more of it. Let me know what you think about all this. Will you be playing Dragon Age Veilguard? Probably not. Probably not, as sales indicates. Either way, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And well,
bye.